Hey fam, today I want to have a realistic conversation with you in reference to owning land. I've got a lot of questions from a lot of different people. A lot of people ask me why haven't we tried living abroad? Um, why haven't we tried living maybe in another state outside of Florida? They talk about all the hurricanes, all the storms. They talk about a lot of different things. And of course, no matter where you are, you have some challenging situations. Whether I'm living abroad, whether I'm living up north, out west, or in the south, you're going to always have challenges. You can't let the fears of all the things that would and could happen to deter you from doing what you really want to do. I want to encourage you to truly go after your passion. Don't let nobody stop you from doing what you're doing. The reason why we chose the place that we live at in the state of Florida, I love the state of Florida. I always loved the state of Florida. Another thing what I love about the state of Florida, there's a certain presence of the people that's here. A lot of the people, they're glad to be here. They're happy to be here. They enjoy the weather. I mean, this weather here is beautiful. And you look at the scenery, and here I am in the heart of the capital of the state of Florida. And look at these majestic, beautiful oak trees. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's very rare that you have such abundance of beauty and natural beauty. And it seems to me that Florida simply loves nature as a whole. I know it's growing. You have your cities. If you want the large cities, you have that. But now North Florida is a beautiful place. It's a place that's relaxed. It's a slow pace. It's not as densely populated. It has the most beautiful beaches, hands down, in the state of Florida. And shoot, I would say in the United States. So I'm gonna stand out and just say that. Not only that, we get the seasons. We get the fall, we get the winter, we get a little bit of everything, but it's not too harsh and it's not too cold. Yeah, we have our little things, but I love the state of Florida. I love living here. I love the relaxed lifestyle. And with the proximity that I am, I get the advantage to get to Alabama with no problems. So there's cost savings. Get to Georgia, South Georgia, no problem. Get to Orlando, get to Jacksonville, get to Pensacola. All of this stuff is in a short drive, and it's not a real issue to get to any amenities that possibly need. And the state of Florida is covered with national parks and state parks, and they're beautiful and they're pristine. They're not heavily populated in most times, and it's just simply beautiful. Now, going back, I know the laws here, even though they're changing. I know what I'm up against. There's no language barriers in most cases. I understand how the process, the government works here. It's just easier for me, and at the stage of my life, I need to win at everything I do. I don't want to keep going and starting just from scratch. It's hard enough to buy raw land, to start from scratch, from nothing. It's hard enough to go into a county that you didn't live in, an area that you didn't live in, and to negotiate pricing, to get contracts, to do different things. It's enough struggle that I feel more comfortable doing it right here from where I am familiar with on this land. So I choose to still stay here as of now. If I choose not to stay here, I can easily liquidate what I need to do, or I can keep it and then buy abroad too at the same time. But right now, I have no regrets. I enjoy this, and a lot of people talk about costs. One thing about it, if you can get over whatever the Joneses, whatever the Jacksons, whatever the Manuels, whatever other people around you have, and you can just be at peace with what you have, not be so caught up in spending money on internet, on subscriptions, on fancy cars, on fancy trucks, on all of this stuff. If you can just live a nice, modest lifestyle and truly not obligate yourself to a lot of things that we do in these cities and these towns, and then truly just enjoy life. Go ahead and sacrifice and make that bike to purchase your land, to enjoy your land, to get it and to have it the way you want to, and take your time doing it the way that you want to. Get to know your land and enjoy your land. And then why build a gigantic home, even though you might be able to afford it, but why build a gigantic home? Most of the times when we go to other countries, we see that most of the other countries, they live very humble in most places. Now, some places, of course, you got Dubai, you got all your other places all over the world, and we know that there's levels to everything. Whether you're moving, wherever you're moving, there's levels to everything. But if you know what you're making, you know what you're comfortable with, you know what's not going to put a strain on your pocketbook, and yes, you can live in the United States, in rural America, with having less than $1,500 a month. Yes, it is realistic. Some people say, no, that's not realistic. But when people tell me they living abroad, they talk about how cheap life is living and how cheap things are. They just got to be creative in what you do. And yes, it's sacrifice, just like it's sacrifice to do other things. Some people don't have the means to come up with a large amounts of money to buy things. But I say life is what you make it, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, life is what you make it. You can still travel, we can still travel, we can still go here, we can still go there. But one thing about it, we're not far from our family. Our parents are getting a little bit older. We got accessibility to our parents. We have great weather. We have a great environment, and we got nature right here. And we know what we're up against in most cases. Yeah, it can get a little crazy sometimes, but generally, you really know what you're up against. So I feel comfortable about the reason why we chose to build our homestead in the beautiful state of Florida. And like I said, most of Florida, which most people don't know, is rural. Now, some people say, is it best for off-grid? I would say probably not, but you can work on having a diverse way of living. Just because you own grid don't mean you have to use it. Let me say that one more time. Just because you do go ahead and connect everything on grid don't mean you have to constantly depend on it and use it for everything. You can use that to go ahead and get your permit and everything else done, and then you can slowly build your off-grid lifestyle and incorporate that with the public utilities. Now, granted, if you're in an HOA, I can't speak for that. If you're in a neighborhood, I can't speak for that. But once you get raw land in a rural area, tucked away, you're not advertising everything you're doing, you keep your mouth shut and you bunker down and you have a good life, you could probably enjoy the whole benefits of having everything at your fingertips. So it's just food for thought, fam. I just want to give you a few ideas, a few things to let you know that, look, don't stress about what you're trying to do. Try some things, do some things. If it don't work out, try to pay cash for everything that you do. I know it may take a little bit of time. I know it may be a lot of sacrifice, but let me tell you, it's worth it, and you can enjoy life for what it is. Until the next time, these acorns are beating me down, man. They're dropping down on the trees, and it's definitely fall time, and we're going to enjoy a little bit of this cooler weather coming up. Until the next time, fam, y'all stay well, stay blessed, and don't forget to keep on growing. Grow. Y'all take care. No, I love you. Take care.